guys, I'm Juliana, your automotive woman, and today I'm at Circuit Mont-Tremblant with my friends from McLaren Montreal because I'm introducing you to McLaren's most versatile supercar, the GT. But I'm taking it from the road to the racetrack. So the GT was introduced in 2020 and it's supposed to represent McLaren's first introduction into the ultra luxury Grand Tour segment. It's supposed to be both comfortable and fun without compromising McLaren's rich history with supercars. But like its performance siblings, the GT does not disappoint with horsepower, producing 612 horsepower with 465 pounds of foot torque, coming from a 4-liter twin-turbo V8 with a 7-speed dual-clutch transmission, which results in an impressive 0 to 100 in 3.2 seconds. And when I said McLaren didn't compromise their rich history with supercars, I meant it. Hit it! Amazing! Also new for 2020 is the wheel package. The GT has the largest wheel combination that McLaren has ever offered. You'll receive 20 inches in the front, 21 inches in the rear. And why they're great on this car is because they already come equipped with performance tires. So they'll feel comfortable on the road, but they're perfect for the racetrack. But while we're up here, let me show you something in the front. But as a daily driver, when you opt for the premium package, you actually receive the vehicle lift feature. And this essentially will help you get over potholes, speed bumps, and in and out of parking lots a lot easier. But once you drive quicker than 62 kilometers an hour, the GT will automatically lower itself to remain more aerodynamic and fuel efficient. However, when you're driving a McLaren, I don't know how much you worry about fuel efficiency. Just saying. So let's talk storage, because the GT is a Grand Tour and it's supposed to be able to travel long distances, be comfortable, and carry a lot of luggage. But first, you might have noticed that the exhaust pipes are positioned lower on the GT. And this is done on purpose to reduce heat in the trunk, which is aligned with a special super fabric, which also keeps the heat reduced to protect your precious cargo. I would recommend purchasing the McLaren luggage or only use soft cover bags because you'll be able to fit more. And I wouldn't worry too much about items flying forward because you could always purchase the optional McLaren straps or mesh cover. And if you need even more space, well, there's more up front. Actually, in total, the GT has 570 liters of space, and that's impressive for a Grand Tour because it has almost the same amount of cargo space as the Volvo XC40 I reviewed. Let me demonstrate. I mean, you can totally fit a body back here, and you have a 12-volt. But the only negative I can find is the exposure to your cargo. I would definitely go with the McLaren cover, but I'd also apply a thick layer of tint to cover everything. But while we're still on the topic of storage, the GT is the only Grand Tour or supercar I've ever seen with side pocket storage on both the driver and passenger side. And you could open and close it to keep everything secure. But that's not it, there's more. A small pocket embedded within the front driver's seat, which is perfect for hiding speeding tickets. You have space available in your center console with a USB port, and this is nice, a small area for your cell phone. And you and the passenger will both have access to 2.5 cup holders because one is kind of small, but perfect for espresso. Earlier in the video, I mentioned that the GT is the most versatile vehicle in the McLaren lineup, and my friends at McLaren Montreal have optioned it just like that. For example, this GT has the premium leather package. You'll receive pure leather throughout, the top of the line leather, and you'll receive heated seats. But if this was my GT, I'd actually option it with the Alcantara seat, because then I'll be able to drive on the road comfortably, but then take it to the racetrack, and the Alcantara will help keep me glued down to the race seat. But at the end of the day, it's your GT and it's whatever you prefer. Okay, let's talk in-car features, beginning with the sunroof, because this is pretty cool. You can actually change the sun exposure level in the GT by using this panel right here. This is pretty awesome. I wish this technology could be used back here on the rear window. But I also hear that the McLaren Special Operations Division can totally customize anything. It all depends on what kind of budget you're on. All the features in the GT are super easy to use, and I'll start up top with the infotainment system. It scrolls just like a cell phone. And when you go to use the navigation system, it zooms just like a cell phone as well. But my favorite feature has to be the climate control functions, because the image looks exactly like a little race car driver, and it's super cute. I also like the fact that it pays respect to McLaren's heritage in motorsport, so that's a nice added touch. And right here are your driving modes. By pushing the activate button, you can actually choose in between changing your handling on the left-hand side or by changing the powertrain on the right-hand side. And you'll be able to go in between comfort, sport, and track on the fly. But of course, the GT also comes with launch control. But I'll show you how that feature works later. Like you guys, I'm excited to hit the track, but the GT is a grand tour, and I want to share my thoughts on how it would feel as a daily driver. So keep watching, because I promise you, you don't want to miss launch control. Let's talk about driving modes. The only one I did not try as a daily driver was track mode. That's to come. I primarily went through comfort and sport. When you leave everything in comfort, honestly, it's comfortable. McLaren is a supercar, but when I was in comfort mode, I didn't feel like that. With both handling setup and powertrain. When I try to go quickly through the gears, there's a lot of lag, but it felt nice. Again, daily driver. Daily driving, you're in traffic, right? You want to be comfortable. But when I wanted to go from a side road onto the highway, it was all about comfort for handling, and my powertrain, I left it in sport. You know, it gave me that oomph. You still felt the turbo lag, but not as bad. You feel it a lot when you're in comfort. But it gave it a nice balance. So again, in my opinion, as a daily driver and for a journey, comfort on the handling, sport for the powertrain, and you can have some fun, right? The noise does change in the cabin space. 100% you hear that in the exhaust. Exhaust sounds amazing. I've been incredibly fortunate to say that I've driven a lot of supercars over the years. And visibility usually, only exists out of the front window. So my expectations for the GT were quite similar. Oh, just a second. Let me do a quick little lift. Oh yeah. See, this is why you need the vehicle lift feature. Oh, amazing. Put it back down. I don't have to. It will automatically lower itself. But back to visibility. Yeah, like I was saying, usually doesn't exist in a supercar because you're seated so low to the ground. And the same could be said for the GT. However, you are a little bit higher, and I want to say, I don't want to be misquoted here, but I think it's actually the same height as a C-Series sedan in the Mercedes, which is impressive, right? This is a supercar slash Grand Tour. And I'm only saying supercar because it is a McLaren. But again, like I was saying, the visibility is great, and not just out of the front, especially because the window is much larger, goes deep, so you have a sense of a good clearance for your hood when you're leaving parking lots. But out the sides is fine. I found that you have to pay attention to setting up your side mirrors clearly, because those side intakes are quite large. However, if you prefer to stare at your side intakes, well, I mean, to each their own. It is your McLaren and your GT. But let's talk more about those daily features that you use. Now that you know, the best mode for a daily commute is definitely comfort combined with sport. Radio, the sound system. Oh, Bowers Wilkins. Amazing. You can completely change the cabin noise in here with that system, and it sounds beautiful. It's worth the value in that system for sure. The ambiance in the car, if you want to change the ambiance in the car, you can. You could actually change the colors, and that's a nice gimmick, right? Something nice to have, definitely, if you have a favorite color. It really is amazing how well the GT absorbs bumps. I'm on a country road, and as you could probably see and probably tell, it is quite hilly. It is rough, but it absorbs it so well. The seats are incredibly comfortable, and the heated seats in the premium package help a lot, as in Canada right now it is starting to get colder. So the GT does not come with adaptive cruise. So if I was going on a journey, that would be useful, so I wasn't constantly having to throttle modulate. But that said, I'm a driver at heart. When you have a McLaren, you want to drive it. You want to feel it at all times. So cruise control was fine, worked. I didn't try it for very long. I'm being honest. I wanted to drive the car. At the end of the day, this is a McLaren. And if it's part of their Super Series, or if it's their all-new Grand Tour, I know this vehicle 100% belongs on a racetrack. I'm on track at Circuit Mont-Tremblant with my friends from McLaren Montreal. If you guys are ever considering doing a track day, don't be nervous. The team at McLaren Montreal provide a safe environment. Right now, I'm following a professional race car driver, JF Dumoulin. I just can't believe how smooth everything is. Like, honestly, this is a Grand Tour, and I feel like I'm in a legitimate, full-blown supercar. Okay, that's enough. Let's put this baby into track mode. Woo! Oh yeah, mid-corner. Woo! I don't know if you guys can hear that, but right away, it changed the cabin noise. You can hear the different exhaust. The throttle response is so quick. My God. I can't believe it. Like, this is a grand touring vehicle. Ah, so smooth. Woo! He's pushing it now, man. If you sign up for a track day with McLaren Montreal, and you're lucky enough to go behind JF, best of the best. This guy knows what he's doing. incredibly safe, but he allows you to have fun, man. The best thing about hydraulic steering is you can feel it so much more than electric steering, because hydraulic steering is of course attached to the engine. So the responsiveness is a razor sharp. Oh yes. Woo! I can't believe how balanced it is. Like, honestly, I thought this thing was gonna drive around like a Rolls Royce, like just like a chubby car, and it doesn't. My God, you can have some fun with it. Just remember, those brakes are squishy, man. It is a Grand Touring vehicle, right? So you got to give yourself some space away from the car in front of you, because it's not gonna have the stopping power of one of their Super Series cars, right? So, you know, use some common sense there. Okay, and if you want to take off full traction control, you could definitely put it in dynamic mode, but this GT is for sale. Guys, I say it in all of my videos to schedule test drives, really, and you know, I definitely recommend it in this GT, because you think you're going in to buy a grand tour of a vehicle. It's a grand tour and a supercar. Like, if I had to give this GT a rating out of 10, I'd say 7.5, and I'm only saying it because it doesn't have the carbon fiber package that I love. But this isn't my GT, it can be your GT. But from the road to the track, this is truly an all-around car, and I did not expect that at all. I didn't. I set it out on the track. I thought I was getting into a fat, ultra-luxury vehicle, and that wasn't the case. So I recommend finding Montreal McLaren. These guys are top-notch. If you want to take your car out on the racetrack, never hesitate. You're in a closed course environment, professional instructors. It's safe. They wouldn't do it if it's not safe. But I'm Juliana, your automotive woman. Make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, because you don't want to miss How To Tuesdays, and definitely you don't want to miss Feature Fridays. Thanks, guys. McLaren GT launch test. This is what we've both been waiting for. Launch control on. Let's do this.